audio. And our wonderful greeters today, Carol Croskery and Carol Coleman. We have the two Carols. And I know you're happy about this. Our hospitality today will be Carla Vigos and Linda Weiner. And our trustee is the wonderful Diane Lukash. And our chaplain is Shanice Hardy. So if you want some personal prayer, she's always available at the end of the service to help you with that. And then we welcome home our senior minister, Pastor Robert. And I think this is such a great title. You say what? Words are powerful, so powerful that we bring into our lives the very things we express in words. We will discuss using the power of our words to create the life we truly desire. I have a few announcements. Save the dates. We have a town hall meeting on June 28th, and everyone is welcome. We also have our annual summer picnic on July 26th, and there'll be a lot more information about that. And then the wonderful Soul Singers Choir will be beginning practice today for 3 weeks, and it'll be in the music room starting at 11:30. If any of you have thought about singing or thought you couldn't, join us. It's really a fun experience, and we rehearse for 3 weeks, and then we will be performing on July 5th to celebrate the 250th birthday of the United States of America. And now we'd like to have you have a chance to meet and greet everyone for a short period.
Pastor Robert.
Oh, thank you, dear ones. You know, when you don't have words on the screen, it really makes you chatter a lot more. Frees you up, doesn't it? Because you can say anything. Oh, today we light the Christ candle, knowing that we are the light of the world. That within us is that beautiful divine essence, and that we get to go out into the world and share this divine essence with everyone. And then to always remember that we are the light of the world, and to always remember that the people that you look at, every being, as you look into their eyes, you know that they are the light of the world too. Let's offer a prayer for our prayer box. We lift up all of these petitions, all of these questions, all of these desires into the universe, knowing that the one presence, the one power of God, the power of love, the power of healing, the power of fullness, prosperity, and wholeness is with each and every request here, with each and every soul. We affirm divine order in each and every life, including ourselves. And we give thanks and praise that this is so. Amen. Daily word?
The daily wow. The daily word. Yeah, it's easy for me to say. I express my appreciation for my many blessings. Let's say that together. I express my appreciation for my many blessings. It has been said that what I appreciate appreciates. The more I give thanks for what I have, the more blessings I will discover. Practicing gratitude in all circumstances helps me realize how abundantly blessed I am. When I remember all the good that God is, more good is revealed to me. Taking a breath, I give thanks for life. Opening my eyes, I gave thanks for the clarity of spiritual vision. Listening deeply, I give thanks for divine wisdom. With each bite of food, every sip of water, I feel grateful for my body and my physical senses. There is so much to appreciate, from the small, everyday things to life's most grand events. Giving thanks with my whole heart brings me joy. I practice appreciation for all that I am, all that I have, and all that I do. And from Psalm 9:1, I give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds.
So it is.
And so it is.
To come into a time of quiet and stillness, we're going to turn some lights off. I invite us to take a deep breath in, fully, completely filling your lungs, and to exhale. I invite another deep breath in, full and complete, and exhale. I am the divine light of the world. And in this time and in this space, I open my heart and my mind to great and wonderful things. I open my heart and my mind to an expanding consciousness, knowing that my evolutionary process grows my awareness. That I see me as a spiritual, loving being. And it's not me that I only see. That around me is a universe of infinite possibility that is also love, divine love, expressing itself. And so I allow myself to be one with all that is. I allow myself to be one with all that is. I open my heart and my mind to infinite possibilities. And it is here that I rest for a moment. It is here where I am still. I am one with a universe of infinite possibilities. And as I bring my awareness back into this moment, back into this time and space, and as I begin to open my eyes, I become very aware of those around me, these sweet, sweet souls, filled with divine love. And I am one with all. So I give thanks, God, for this moment in time that we get to gather together to share in this divine love, to share in this divine spirit that opens us, awakens us to your infinite, to our infinite possibilities, here and now. And I claim this is so. And so it is. Amen.
Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. No, the dove is on the wing, and you need not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together and love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, and we shall surely pass. When the one who left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together and love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will surely stand. You hold the key to love or fear right here in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. You know it's here at your command.
Oh, thank you, Bill. I love that song. So this past week, I was at a retreat. Rosemarie was there, Reverend Allison was there. It was Unity's Southwest Region's first ever retreat. We've done conferences in the past, and they're full of business meetings and classes, and they're great because we get together and we talk and we have the best time. When you get a bunch of Unity people together, you're always going to have a good time. And we decided to change the system and just to do an annual business meeting online and offer classes online. But when we get together, let's do a retreat. And it exceeded our expectations, both of registration and quality and experience. And we collaborated with this group called We Oneing, O-N-E-I-N-G. They made an adjective out of, or a verb out of one. And We Oneing was all about coming together, knowing that there's a greater power, a greater experience as a collective, as when we come together. And it was also about releasing all the ego self to come into a greater understanding of this community. And I remember doing one of the exercises online to experience it before we went into the retreat, because I was on the committee for this retreat. I wanted to know what we were going to get ourselves into. And it was a really fun experience, a lot of like looking into the eye and talking back and forth. And I thought, yeah, I'm kind of enjoying this, but I wonder how many people are going to like this. I wonder how many men are going to like this. And the participants overwhelmingly loved it. And we had some beautiful music by Michael Gott. He was there the whole time too, participating as well. It was an incredible experience. I share that with you because coming from this, and I know that we will do another one at some point, so I'm hoping I'm planting a few seeds. We may not be doing We Oneing again, maybe we will, but to plant those seeds that come and join us, to come and join in that fellowship, that experience of being together like that. It's pretty incredible. The title, the theme was Spark the Weevolution. And that's what we're doing. We're sparking that. We're understanding that God is, I am, we are. And the we are has lots and lots of power. We know God has lots and lots of power, infinite power. We know that being a creation of that creator, that we have infinite power. But when we all get together, watch out. Yeah, things happen. A weevolution starts. And so the story goes that a man, I must make sure I didn't have slides. I don't have slides. A man decided to join a monastery where you were only allowed to say 2 words every 10 years. And after 10 years in the monastery, the abbot summons him and said, "You've been with us for 10 years. What 2 words would you like to say?" And the monk replies, "I'm hungry." So the head monk organizes for an extra ration to be given him each day. And then after 20 years, the head abbot calls him in again and asks, "What 2 words would you like to say?" And the monk replied, "Too cold." So the abbot arranged for the man to get an extra blanket. And then after 30 years, the head abbot calls him in and says, "What 2 words would you like to say?" And the monk replied, "Wanna leave." And the head abbot says, "Well, I'm not surprised. You've done nothing but complain since you've been here." So years ago, I used to work with a woman who had a phrase that she used often. If she found something surprising or didn't quite understand, she'd say, "You say what?" And there were two ways she would say it. The first was wide-eyed and long stretched out, "What? You say what?" And that meant, "Tell me more. Let's explore this. I'm open to this." The second was very different. It was always with her head down, looking over her glasses, and she would say, "You say what?" And then I would repeat it, but she was in no mood for a conversation at that point. But both ways always made me smile, because I just love how she said it. And then, over time, I began to realize that what she was saying was something even a little deeper than what I first experienced. That the power that she had in those words was within all of us. The power behind what we say at all is very important. In unity, we learn what we say, the words that we choose, and the feelings and attention behind them. It all matters. It matters because words are vibrational energy. It's the mental and emotional representation, and it's the tone and the feelings and the emotions of how we say it. And high vibrational words, they evoke expansiveness, light, peace, positive feelings. And those examples of those words are like love and peace, abundance, inspiration, gratitude, and courage. And then there are low vibrational words, and they evoke heavy, constrictive, or negative feelings. And the examples are like hate, worry, fear, can't, resentment. And our spoken word utilizes the law of vibration. Our thoughts, our emotions, our spoken words emit specific energetic frequencies that constantly interact with the universe. So the energy that we consistently project out, such as gratitude and love, or even fear and anger, acts as a signal in our universe. And the universe listens to this underlying vibration. And from that, it draws experiences, people, and opportunities into our lives that match the dominant frequency that we're emitting. So our words don't just describe life, they shape how we perceive it and how we experience it. Now, words can create stress or calm. They can build confidence or erode it. And when we consciously choose language, especially affirmations, we begin to shift patterns in our minds that support both personal and spiritual growth. So the words don't just affect us, they build others up or tear them down. Charles Fillmore wrote in Christian Healing, words are the most powerful agents in building up or tearing down character. And that applies to our own character and to others. Unity teachers also remind us that words aren't empty. They're expressions of belief. What we repeat, we reinforce. What we reinforce shapes how we feel, how we choose, and ultimately how we live. Florence Scovel Shinn, a Unity teacher, delightful teacher who wrote many books, says, every word you utter is a decree which registers in your subconscious mind. Let me repeat that. I know you heard it the first time. Every word you utter is a decree which registers in your subconscious mind. You see, our subconscious mind doesn't reason. It doesn't analyze or debate our words. It responds to repetition, imagery, and emotional charge. It absorbs what we emphasize. So even casual phrases matter. Have you ever heard someone say, "I'm sick and tired of that"? Or, "This is killing me"? Or nothing ever changes. Or how about this one? You can't teach an old dog new tricks? Well, it turns out you can. And treats help. Treats are a marvelous motivator. And I think they work for humans too. Yeah. So we may not mean these phrases literally, but something in us still is listening. And I'm going to talk more about that later. And this is why Emma Curtis Hopkins could say, "Speak the word only, and the results follow." And why Ernest Holmes taught, "We must speak the word and believe that it is done." Now, I remember confessing to Dr. Catherine Thomas, who was then the director of the Unity Urban Ministerial School when I was attending that school. I told her that sometimes I find myself humorously denigrating myself or saying something that puts me down when I was in conversations with others. And I asked for some guidance because Dr. Thomas was a very wise, true student. And she looked at me right in the eye and she was silent for a moment. And then she said plainly and directly, "Stop that. I mean, stop it." And then she took my hand and with love, she said, "Robert, you are perfect, whole, and complete. Only say words that affirm and support your highest good." And did I stop? Yeah, mostly I did. I occasionally tripped over it. And I'm keenly aware when I do it. And the parent in me will ask me, "Now, was that necessary?" And it never is. It never is. So this is the challenge we have, and here is the hard truth. A lot of what we say, especially about ourselves, may not be life-affirming, may not be life-giving. It sounds like, "I'm not creative. I'm too old. I'm not worthy. I don't have the money. I can't because." And at its core, it comes down to a belief that we're somehow separate from our good, that we can't experience what we desire. Now, Jesus said in Matthew 15:11, "Listen and understand. It's not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but it is what comes out of the mouth that defiles." And when we speak about others, our words carry judgments, and they're usually formed from our past experiences and beliefs and our perceptions. But as Jesus taught us, the measure you give will be the measure you get. So our words are our decree. And so the question becomes, are we actually decreeing with our words? Because whether we realize it or not, we're always decreeing something. Words that don't affirm can hurt us. Our subconscious mind essentially believes whatever we repeatedly tell it. And it doesn't have a rational filter to evaluate if the statement is correct or flawed or anything else. It just is hearing words and taking them in. So the subconscious mind cannot easily tell the difference between objective reality or sarcasm or future goals. It's all the same to the subconscious mind. Instead, it's accepting those repeated thoughts, those words, those stories. Have you ever had a story that you've told so often and then you heard yourself actually say it and went, "Oh my gosh, I got to get rid of this story. This is no good. I'm going nowhere with this story." Yeah, so the subconscious always picks that up. And it picks up these stories as absolute truth and works tirelessly to align your actions and feelings with those statements. Now, there's a powerful story about Thomas Edison. And as a young boy, he brought home a letter from school for his mother to read. And his mother, Nancy, read it silently. With tears in her eyes, she read the letter aloud to Thomas. It read, "Your son is a genius. And this school is just too small for him and doesn't have enough good teachers to fully educate him. Please teach him yourself." Well, years later, after Nancy had made her transition, Edison found the original letter, and it actually said, Your son is mentally slow. We will not allow him to return. And in his journal, he later wrote that Thomas Edison was an addled child that by a hero mother became one of the geniuses of the century. So his mother, Nancy, reimagined the words in the letter, and in doing so, she changed a life. She didn't speak to what others thought he was. She spoke to who he really is and what he could become. So she chose words of compassion and empowerment to embolden him. And he became one of the greatest scientists of our time. And he affected everyone's life. I mean, for our future generations. In fact, 92% of the world has ongoing electricity now. It's, kind of amazing. So I believe that these words of compassion are essential in our world. And around us, people are disconnecting all the time with each other and connecting more with their devices. And their devices aren't offering words of compassion unless it's programmed to do so. Now, Facebook reports that 47% of the words used in its posts are negative, and 46% of the responses are negative. And that's a lot of negativity. That's a lot of hurting. People who experience pain and respond with pain. So the words of compassion and affirmation can heal others. You never know what impact you have. So I'm going to share a story with you. And it was from a music teacher. Her name is Audrey Hunt from Moore Park, California. And this is an edited version of her story. And she writes, "Never doubt the power of words. What we say and how we say it can wound a heart or awaken hope. Sometimes a single sentence can change the direction of a life. Years ago, while teaching music theory at a small California community college, I met a quiet young man named Edward. Tall and withdrawn, he always slipped into the back row with his head down and his arms folded tightly across his chest. He rarely spoke, rarely smiled, and seemed burdened by an invisible weight. So Edward struggled in class. His grades were poor, his attendance was inconsistent, and he kept himself isolated from everyone around him. Yet something within me, meaning her, felt drawn to him. Occasionally I would sit next to him on the grass during lunch, hoping he might open up. Mostly he just answered with a nod. And as the semester ended, Edward took his final exam. He didn't do well. I like to meet with my students in person to give them their grade. And when grading day arrived, I expected him early, but hour after hour passed with no sign of him. And just as I was preparing to leave, I heard footsteps in the hallway, and Edward stood before me exhausted and trembling. His face was pale, his lips were cracked, and there were dark circles under his eyes. And sitting across from me, he began to speak. He said, "I'm lazy, worthless, and unlovable. I have no future. No one could ever care about someone like me." She said, "I listened with my heart. And when he was finished, I looked directly into his eyes and I said, 'Edward, your final grade is an A.'" And he stared at me in disbelief and he said, "Why? I didn't earn an A." And she replied gently, "You may be a failing student, but I see an A person. I believe in you and I'm here for you. Never forget that." And tears filled his eyes. And that night she received a phone call from Edward's priest. Earlier that day, before meeting with me, Edward had written a suicide note and planned to end his life. But something changed after our conversation. For the first time, he felt seen, valued, and loved. And then years later, Edward became a successful dentist. a devoted husband and father, and someone who now spends his time helping abused children finding healing and hope. She goes on to say, words matter. A kind word may seem small to us, yet it can become a lifetime to someone silently struggling. Encouragement plants seeds of hope. Compassion reminds people that they're worthy. Love spoken aloud awakens a soul that has forgotten its value. As people of faith and spiritual awareness, may we choose words that heal, uplift, and bless. We never know when our voice may be the very thing that helps another person choose life. And she closed her story with a quote by Audrey Hepburn. Words are the most powerful force available to humanity. So do we express kind words and thoughts? Sometimes we say things unconsciously that represents beliefs and perceptions from our past. And we may hear it out in the world about race or politics or gender, entertainment, sexual orientation, any subject that assumes that there is an us versus them. But when I hear words that are meant to denigrate, or I absentmindedly say something that denigrates, I must forgive them, and I must forgive myself. And I use the rule of thumb given to us by Thumper, Bambi's friend. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. So what do we do with this? We become conscious of our words. We pause and ask ourselves, you say what? Or do I need to say this? Can I say it differently? Can I say it in a way that affirms life? Or sometimes can I simply choose silence and send love? Because every word is creative, and every word is a decree. So let's decree our affirmations of life for ourselves and others. Make it a point to notice the good in others and affirm it. Notice when someone's having a moment and remind them that they're not alone and the moment will pass. Remind yourself that you are created in the unified field of infinite love, that you are perfect, whole, and complete. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "The word is your wand. The word you speak creates your destiny." So let's choose our words intentionally. Let's decree something true, something life-giving, something aligned with our highest understanding of life, something of our highest and best self, and accept the truth of our words. I have an affirmation, and we were going to read it together, and I know you don't know it, so I will read it for you. I am whole and complete. Oh, let's say it line by line. I am whole and complete. I am strong and healthy. I am strong and healthy. I am an expression of love and peace. I am an expression of love and peace. I live in an abundant universe. I live in an abundant universe. I appreciate life. I appreciate life and all who walk this journey with me. And all who walk this journey with me. The words we speak today becomes the life we live tomorrow. So today I'm paying attention to what I say because it matters. And I'm not just talking, I'm creating. And so it is.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Balalula, angels' wings and heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Balalula, Hashem at heaven's door. Call it Mohammed, it's your friend, it's your soul, it's your sign, and the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, our Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all the power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very earth that we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one word, one power. One power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power, one power, one power. We are one power. It's the power of the love that lives forever in me. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power in you and me.
We are now going to celebrate the Unity 5 principles that express our core beliefs. They are, number 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And number 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know I make a difference. And we also practice the principle of giving and receiving. So let's hold the gift in our hands and say the following blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And just so you know, we have blessing envelopes on that back table. They look like this. I think you have them on your chairs, so you can use those. And we also have a way for you to connect every week by email with this little simple form that you can fill out, okay? And then we have, so the act of giving is in purest form, is a fundamental law of life. It's the core principles on which creation stands. What we give is what we create in our lives. We align with this universal principle when we give without expecting anything in return. And our church is solely funded through your generous love donations, and financial support is greatly appreciated. There's different ways to donate, and I know our gals are collecting as we speak. You can text 77977, message Unity of OC Give. You could go to our website at unityoforangecounty.com, and you can also mail in your donation to 25310 Moulton Parkway, Suite O, Box 533, L92637. And if you want to bring those forward, we'll have Pastor Robert bless them.
Oh, and they're still giving.
Oh, good. Keep going. We can wait.
Bill, I love that song.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love that little ting-a-ling-a-ling between the, between the principles. Could always use a little ting-a-ling-a-ling in our lives. We give thanks, loving God, for these gifts of love, these gifts of joy, these gifts that help us thrive our ministry, that they go forward so that we may continue to share truth with the world, that lives are transformed, that our lives unfold with grace and ease. We are so grateful for these gifts. Amen.
Amen. And do we have any first-timers here today?
I think we're all family.
I think we're all family, but let's bless ourselves. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And please join us for wonderful hospitality. Also, fill out any visitor form and leave it on the table on your way out. And now let's join together with the peace song and the prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. Amen. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. All together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.